Human trafficking is an issue that all of us must be concerned with. Hello, my name is Renee Battle-Brooks, Executive Director of the Prince George's County Human Relations Commission and Chair of the Prince George's County Human Trafficking Task Force. There are connections between domestic violence, child abuse, human trafficking, and pornography. Briefly, human trafficking is when someone makes another person perform either labor or sex acts, and the person making the other receives money or something of value. Therefore, human trafficking is both labor and sex and involves both children and adults. However, this video will concentrate on sex trafficking of children.
There are many myths about what child sex trafficking is, who the victims are, and how they are trafficked. Child sex trafficking is when a child is chained in the basement and forced to perform sexual acts. A victim of child sex trafficking is anyone that fits all of these three things. They are under 18 years old, engaging in any type of sexual conduct, and it is in exchange for something of value that's given to another person, or say a third party. Under Maryland law, consent does not matter. A child can never consent to performing or receiving sexual acts. Child sex trafficking only happens in other countries, like Thailand and the Philippines. Child sex trafficking is an issue right here in the United States of America. It is also a Prince George's County issue. Child sex trafficking only happens when a child is taken or moved somewhere to perform sexual acts. That is not true. Child trafficking can occur anywhere, including in the home where the child lives, in a neighbor's house, in their school, or in the business down the street. So then how do we safeguard our children against becoming victims of child sex trafficking? You become educated about what child sex trafficking is, how it occurs, the signs, patterns, and practices, and you empower your children by making them aware that the danger exists. The average age for recruiting children into the life is between ages 11 and 14. The recruiting does not come from the classic older man in the raincoat lurking in the dark, or the pimp with a velvet suit, top hat, and cane. Recruiters or traffickers are peers of the child, a trusted friend or relative, or an online friend, someone the child believes is a peer. The grooming of the child can be very similar to the grooming used in child abuse and can come in many forms, some which may include gifts and promises. Recruiters and traffickers prey on vulnerable children. Grooming a child using vulnerabilities can include promises to provide whatever the child says they are lacking. That can be acceptance, friendship, safety, love, or even promises of superstardom, such as modeling, sports, dancing, as well as promises of material things. Now, more than ever, children have unsupervised access to the internet using telephones, tablets, computers, and gaming consoles. Recruiters, traffickers, and predators are aware of this fact and use it to their advantage. Online recruiting and grooming of children are one method traffickers use. It is not uncommon for sex trafficking to begin with online contact using popular social media platforms. Especially now, children need to be empowered by understanding the dangers that exist when using any platform that allows communication with others outside of your home. Recruiters, traffickers, and predators are skilled at meeting children where they are, whether on gaming platforms, peer-to-peer platforms, or any other unsupervised app. This means that recruiters, traffickers, and predators know how to exploit children and their vulnerabilities. They know that meeting children in a space that is designed for kids makes them feel safe and less guarded. Especially in today's climate, adults must be vigilant in their supervision of their child's online use. The question you should ask yourself is, would I open my front door or allow my child to open the front door to anyone that knocks, no matter what time of day or night? The answer is no, of course not. If you are not expecting anyone, when you hear a knock on the door at 2 a.m. in the morning, you go through a checklist in your head. You don't just run to the door and open it. You first check to see who it is. Neither would you allow your child to run to the front door and just open it, inviting inside anyone that knocks. Likewise, you must be equally vigilant with your child and their online usage. You should monitor your child's online accounts by teaching them to only accept friend requests of people they really know, never posting their location or giving out any personal information about themselves, their family, or the school they attend. Also, what types of photos are and are not acceptable for posting online? Guidelines and rules regarding online behavior should be explained, understood, and agreed upon. Just like you monitor who enters your home, you must also be vigilant about who enters your child's life through the World Wide Web. What are some ways that I can protect my child? Some suggestions include turning off online gaming or chat room features on gaming consoles, making sure that you know your children's passwords for all devices. Consider using tracking software to know where your children are and what websites they are visiting. Don't allow your children to use the computer or cell phone's Wi-Fi or data alone in their room. Set up computers in common areas. Keep your child's phone with you when they go to bed at night. Check and understand all apps on your child's phone or computer. There are apps marketed to children that are designed to look like one thing, such as a calculator, but truly are apps to store sexually explicit pictures or other things your child may hide from you. Develop safe words. Establish trust and rapport with your child so that they will feel comfortable talking to you. Don't create an environment of shame, guilt, or fault. Last but certainly not least, establish boundaries in the use of electronics and the internet with your child. You are the adult. You pay the bills. You take control to protect your child. Unfortunately, recruiters, traffickers, and predators are not going away. They strategize and share quote-unquote best practices using places like the dark web. During the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, predators increased their child enticement activities. They knew that children were at home and quite likely to be online more than usual with parents that are distracted, busy, or worried. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children posted on their website a 93% increase in reports of online enticement of children from January to June 2020 as compared to the same period, January through June of 2019. Just like everyone else has had to adapt due to the pandemic, predators and traffickers also adapted. Predators recognized that during the pandemic, People fear the in-person contact of normal sex trafficking activities and transition to subscription-based child sexual exploitation video services. Especially during this time, our children need our protection. Certain factors may increase a child's risk of becoming a victim of sex trafficking. These factors are not written in stone and should be used for purposes of additional knowledge and awareness. Some of the risk factors are a child who is a chronic runaway, one who is already part of the system, a child in foster care, or who has been a victim of child abuse, a child that has been a victim of sexual assault or rape, one who self-identifies as being LGBTQ+, a child with substance issues or that lives with someone with substance issues, as well as children or a child who is part of an immigrant household. Each one of these indicators speaks to a type of vulnerability, whether individual, social, or environmental. Sometimes there are signs that shows a potential grooming by a recruiter, trafficker, or predator has begun. The signs do not by themselves mean that a child is being trafficked, and they could mean something entirely different. However, these signs or indicators should be looked into and questioned by you. Likewise, children of sex trafficking may exhibit none of these indicators or signs. These signs or indicators will fall into two categories. There are behavior or physical indicators. Behavioral signs include changes in your child's behavior, such as becoming more aggressive or withdrawn, or an unexplained new group of friends. Avoidance of answering questions or allowing others to speak for them. Seeming coached when talking to or answering your questions. Same with you as with law enforcement. Preoccupied with getting money. Appearing to be overly fearful and anxious or overly angry and hostile. Negative declining shifts in academic performance or disinterest in activities that they once loved. Difficulties concentrating or seeming to always be distracted. Showing signs of physical or sexual abuse. Physical signs include possession of unexplained items of value, such as money, electronics, clothes, purses, shoes, or even having their nails and hair done. Complaints of their stomach hurting or other physical discomfort. Your child may use specific emojis like these showing on the screen that have alternative meaning. Or there may be certain words that are used by traffickers that also have these specific meanings. For example, wifey, sister wife, trick, daddy, family or folks, the life, the game, or choosing up. Also, they may have tattoos or other forms of branding. Finally, recruiters, traffickers, and predators don't look like you think they do. The recruiter, trafficker, or predator could be the nice, elderly grandmother type down the street. It could also be the child in your child's grade at school. Or even the nice, polite university student that you encounter on a regular basis. Or even a family member. Vigilance is key.
We have come to the end of our time together. Thank you for watching this video. It is not meant to be all-encompassing of human sex trafficking, but simply an introduction. For more information or questions, please contact us at the email or phone number below. You can also visit our website for more information. Finally, if you suspect that your child is being victimized, reach out for help immediately by calling 911. Thank you.